For staying with us, let's turn attention now to the ongoing negotiations by organized labor and the federal government on the new minimum wage. The Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress have pulled out of further talks with government and the organized private sector over the inability to reach an agreement. President of the NLC, Ajaero, explained that government's proposal of 48,000 Naira as the minimum wage is not sufficient to cater for the needs and aspirations of the people.
The government's proposal of a paltry 48,000 Naira as the minimum wage does not only insult the sensibilities of Nigerian workers, but also falls significantly short of meeting our needs and aspirations. In contrast, organized private sector proposed an initial offer of 54,000, though it is worth noting that even the least paid workers in the private sectors receive 78,000 Naira. As clearly stated by the organized private sector, highlighting the stark disparity between the proposed minimum wage and prevailing standards, further demonstrating the unwillingness of the employers and government to faithfully negotiate a fair national minimum wage for workers in Nigeria.
I have joining me the Deputy President of the TUC, Tommy Okon. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 10.
Thank you and good evening to you.
All right. What exactly does organized labor mean when they say they are disappointed? Is the discordant tune coming from government or the organized private sector?
Well, I think we've not seen the seriousness on the part of government because the organized labor did a presentation with facts and figures. We have a variable ranging from housing, transportation, education, utility, then other food and other items that form the totality of our 615,000. Then the organized private sector also did a presentation and informed us that the least paid worker in the organized private sector go on with 78,000 Naira, but they now arrived at making a proposal for 54,000. Then when it came to the government decided to just throw a figure at us, 48,000, and we asked, let us see how they break down, and they arrived at 48,000, whether it is meant for transportation, whether it is meant for housing, whether it is meant for food and then education item. So they were not prepared, and they didn't have that put on the table. So we feel that for a serious matter like the national minimum wage, and going by the commitment of Mr. President that the workers will receive, aside from minimum wage, a living wage, and for government to come into such a meeting, they invited us for the meeting without prepared. We feel that that was insulting the sensibility of the workers. And again, we also feel that those who are supposed to have advised the government properly didn't do a proper work.
All right, Mr. Okon. I hear you, Mr. Okon. But what really is the implication of your pulling out of the negotiations? Does it mean the discussion should be truncated? Because obviously your members are waiting for the outcome.
Well, you know, our members are also in support of what we think, because we feel that government should show the sense of seriousness. As at today, with the removal of fuel subsidy, everybody knows how the economy is biting. And if we are plus or minus taking home at the moment 77,000, and government is given 48,000, it therefore means that it is the wage reduction, and we didn't want to participate in anything that will bring reduction of wages to Nigerian workers.
So would it ever be an option again for you to go back to the negotiation table if you get good signal from the committee?
Why not? We are waiting, we are hoping, and we believe, because I know that Mr. President meant well for Nigerian workers and Nigeria in general, but those who are advising Mr. President may not have advised Mr. President properly. And we are sending this signal for them to know that, yes, we are ready, but the right thing has to be done. Because if you are giving us an envelope, we should be able to break down what how you arrive at 48,000 naira. That
all right, Mr.
Okon. So that the generality
I hear you, and we have to leave the conversation there. Tommy Okon is Deputy President of the TUC. Thank you for talking to us on the News at 10.
Thank you. Appreciate it.